believe 6 out of 10 cupcake bakeries are a waste of retail space. I believe rainbow color order is oppressive. I believe dogs should finally learn language because their barks are not successful at conveying meaning. I believe smoke detectors purposefully wait until 10 p.m. to beep. I believe walls were meant to be smothered in pictures and art. I believe in sitting in the path of sunshine. I believe in hoarding toilet paper. I believe that if you need socks, the season for sandals has passed. I believe a change is as good as a rest, and a man on a galloping horse would never notice. I believe women. No punchline there. I believe science. I believe in grace. I believe people are generally good and also very selfish. I believe macarons are worth whatever they are charging. You ever tried to make those things? I believe middle-aged women should have dibs on any baby in any room. I believe that for good and ill, we are all connected. So please, watch your step. Is a part of I'm doing a set of poems that are all, so there's a type of poetry called ekphrastic poetry, where you write a poem based on another piece of art, generally of visual art, and this is based on a quilt of mine. And there are a couple of different poems that I wrote for him, but this one actually talks about making the quilt itself. So it's called Little House Quilting Club. We swapped fabric and stories over French toast casserole in unfamiliar kitchens once a month for about a year. Pieces of a star that only met at one point. Strangers trying to bind up the grief of one little house with the scraps and thread of our own. Paper piecing is an act of faith. Counterintuitive seams unfold into the expected unexpected, with centimeters of stitches filling 10 rows across and 10 rows down. 90 blocks later, it's still a surprise when it works and when it doesn't. Funny how different blocks can be made from the same pattern. 2 walls, 1 door, 1 window, 1 roof, 2 chimneys. Anonymous little houses that sit on every corner and paint the same shape of lives in endless color combinations. No hint of the sorrow underneath, as uniform and ordinary as batting, but grief doesn't follow a template. You lean in or you move on, get out of bed or don't. 90 months later, it's still a surprise when it knocks you down and when it doesn't. We didn't disband because our friend was better. She was worse. Or because the long-anticipated funeral changed the pattern of daily life. This quilt was done. Another quilts were waiting. There will always be another kitchen, another brunch, another stitch. Thank you. And gosh, since I have my captive audience, I'll just keep going. But this one, so I have my daughter with me, and so I'll read this one, and then and she'll have to just tell you that I'm really not a holy hell raiser, but here's this one. That's what it's called. Holy hell raiser. The black sheep of the family has a temple recommend, and never needed a curfew in high school or any serious talk about wantonness in all of its varieties. I caught the messages like secondhand smoke, never getting a talk, until I was 24 and flying out to my boyfriend's for a scandalous and celibate visit. I knew the drill. But no one ever told me the truth could make you too drunk to know what you're doing, or that you can't ever have a second first time to mortally wound your mother's pride with your piety. Not that I wouldn't do it all over again. Black sheep.